Good evening, everyone. I am Dami Kagis. We are from the Group 5. In today's video, we talk about breaking down the barriers and logistic industry in the Philippines. The coronavirus disease COVID-19 pandemic has directly affected the logistic industry in the Philippines. Travel restricted and border closure disrupted the flow of goods including essential medical supplies and increased the cost of moving cargo. The slowdown in economic activity also meant lower demand. Logistic companies in many other countries also face the same situation in the Philippines. However, they also have the content with challenges that beset the industry before the current crisis. Dahil sa pandemic, naapektuhan ng logistic industry ng iba't ibang bansa. Nagkaroon ng travel restriction, pagsasara ng mga kanyang-kanyang borders ng ilang bansa na nakakaapekto sa daloy ng essential goods or medical supplies at tumaas din yung halaga o bayad ng pag-ship ng mga ito. Makikita natin talaga na bumagal or bumaba yung ekonomiya ng bansa natin. Pero hindi lang ang Pilipinas ang nakakaranas ng ganitong problema, pati ang ibang bansa. Kaya lang ang pinagkaiba, yung problema natin sa ekonomiya bago pa lang dumating ang pandemya is malala na talaga. In this picture po, makikita natin na sobrang daming cargo container ang na-stock na. Hindi agad-agad na i-ship, lalo na po ngayon na panahon ng COVID-19 pandemic, maraming bansa ang nagsara. So, naapektuhan ng pagdaloy ng mga produkto at bumaba ang demand ng logistic industry sa ating bansa. The study on the Philippines note that the country ranked 60 among 160 countries in the World Bank Logistic Performance Index in 2018 and 6 among the 10 ASEAN member state, though it score relatively well for international shipment, ranking 4th in ASEAN and 37th globally. The index indicated that Philippines need to improve infrastructure, logistic, competence, timeless, and customs. Kahit ganun yung rank, kailangan pa din ng ating bansa na palawakin at i-develop ang infrastruktura at logistic at customs. Sinasabi lang din dito na kailangan ng ating bansa ng malakas na logistic sector na kung saan kaya nitong i-sustain yung pagtaas ng ekonomiya para makarecover tayo sa krisis na dinanas natin sa pandemya. So, ang dapat gawin, keep the supply chain moving. Kasi nakakatulong din ito sa pagpaganda ng daloy ng transport, storage, at distribution, lalo na sa pag-transport ng COVID-19 vaccines. Ang kailangan ay maganda at maayos na mahusay na logistics sector.
According to the report, the market for logistics transport services in the Philippines is estimated at $11 billion. The industry accounts up 4% of the gross domestic product, with road transport contributing up 40% and maritime transport 35% of freight transport revenue. Road transport is used mainly for moving goods to and from ports. Within the country's many islands, maritime transport is used both for domestic and international cargo. The industry also includes freight forwarding and warehouses, where 75% of operators are micro and small enterprises and small packages delivery services, where demand is being driven by a booming e-commerce estimated at $970 million in 2019.
Problem. The coronavirus disease COVID-19 pandemic has directly affected the logistics industry in the Philippines. Travel restrictions and border closures disrupted the flow of goods, including essential medical supplies, and increased the cost of moving cargo. The slowdown in economic activity also meant lower demand. Logistics companies in many other countries also face the same situation in the Philippines. However, they also have to contend with the challenges that beset the industry even before the current crisis. Malaki ang naging epekto ng COVID-19 disease pandemic sa logistic industry. Hindi lang sa ating bansa, kundi sa buong mundo. Kasama na rito ang travel restrictions, border closures, disrupted the flow of goods, including essential medical supplies. Dahil dito, mas tumaas ang gastos o babayaran para umusad ang cargo dahil sa pagbaba ng demand nito. Sa problemang ito na ating hinaharap, kinakailangan natin ang tulong ng gobyerno upang mapadali ang pagbiyahe ng mga pangunahing pangangailangan kagaya ng mga pagkain at mga gamot.
Person, we are all suffering because of the pandemic, and we all are expected to have problems and challenges, but what we can do to make the situation better is to require higher protection with fairness and strict provision. On the health front, many countries are adopting differentiated tutorial approaches, for example, on policies surrounding mask or lockdowns. Lahat tayo ay nahihirapan dahil sa pandemic at inaasahan natin na madami pang pagsubok ang ating haharapin. Ganun pa man, kailangan nating i-adapt ang sitwasyon at masanay na sa new normal, kagaya ng ginagawa nila sa ibang bansa. Habang pinapanatili ang safety protocols, gaya ng pagsuot ng face shield at face mask, pag-disinfect gamit ng alcohol, dati na rin ang mga social distancing para rin sa ating kaligtasan. Organization. The nature of the crisis is unprecedented beyond the short-term, repeated health and economic shocks. The long-term effects on human capital, productivity, and behavior may be long-lasting. The COVID crisis has massively accelerated some pre-existing trends, in particular digitalization. Ang krisis na ito ay walang mapagsasabi kung kailan ito mawawala o matatapos. Ang COVID ay patuloy pa din ang pagkalat habang tumatagal. Ngunit sa pamamagitan ng vaccination, ito ay makakatulong sa atin upang mapababa o mabawasan ang COVID case sa ating bansa.
Now, during the COVID-19 pandemic, we face the possible end of our business or the slowing down of supply of our products. For example, the logistics and cost of a vaccination campaign in our country. The possible solution is to adjust the traditional practices of supplying now pandemic while people locked down turn to the internet to make their purchases. They are the asset to meet the demands. The slowdown in economic activity also means lower demand. So each product should be estimated and also storing other products so that every transaction to be done in supplying because it will also help. Also communicating to customers about precise time of arrival and options to change delivery arrangements. There are more that can be done to optimize routes. Using data. By gaining the exact view of a package's stage, logistics companies can predict any disruption when external data sources are integrated. About traffic or weather, for example, together with machine learning, then routes can be changed in real time. With a shortage of suppliers, the few ones that remain have now joined forces to share some cost. For example, most manufacturers have agreed on sharing the storage cost on containers during shipments. The joint efforts has seen them still in operations even with low volumes to work with. Enforcement of mitigation and emergency strategies. The constraints facing the distribution of goods and services by most companies have now led to the adoption of what-if strategies. Most production companies have now resorted to dual resourcing of their raw materials, local production, on in-house strategies. The other one is embracing technology. To curb its spread, most logistics companies have now resulted in the Internet of Things warehousing facilities, robotic systems, and artificial intelligence-powered technology platforms for customers management. Embracing a freight service have also done their best in offering alternative market routes in a bid to curb the spread of a virus.
Possible suggestion for breaking down logistics in the Philippines. Number one suggestion is limit the documents needed for logistics to travel. Sinasabi po dito sa unang suggestion is yung limitahan po sana yung mga documents para makapag-travel or para maidala yung mga packages sa padadalhan. Para nang sa gayon po mas mapabilis po yung serbisyo. And number 2, sabi, allow applicants to enter the logistics business, especially if they complete the documentation so as to increase logistics and speed up the service. Sinasabi po dito parang sa suggestion number 1 din na i-allow yung mga aplikante na kompleto naman ng dokumento para makapag-enter sa logistics industry. Parang yung kumbaga limitahan na din yung mga dokumento nga para hindi yung masyadong maraming kinakailangan para lang ma-travel yung ganito, ganyan. Kaya minsan natatagalan tayo at nagbe-breakdown yung logistics sa Pilipinas dahil sa mga ganong bagay na kailangan, ang dami-daming kailanganin na papel para lang ma-travel yung mga items. Ganyan. And lastly, the number 3, use only one application for all documents and licenses when authorized on trucks so as not to be difficult or time-consuming to process. Sinasabi po dito na sana kung kunwari yung application na gagamitin, kumbaga nasa isang lugar na lang din ganun. Kumbaga, kunwari, andito, kung kunwari aayusin yung mga dokumento, tas lisensya para makatravel, nasa isang lugar lang siya. Hindi yung, di ba, dito sa Pilipinas, iba-ibang lugar pa. Kumbaga, kunwari, na dito, aayusin yung mga documentation, tapos, pupunta ka pa sa iba, lilipat ka pa ulit para sa lisensya naman, aayusin mo, ganun. Kasi dahil doon napapatagal yung mga proseso ng mga truck para makapag-deliver sila kaagad. Yun, natetenga kasi yung mga ganong, yung mga item dahil sa hindi pa nga naayos yung papel para makabiyahe na sila. Yun lang po.